Okay, I actually do have an additional embodiment that most of you may not care about, but some of you do, especially if you make bungee cords and things like that. If you happen to be somebody like that I'm showing it um, to the provisional patent. And it's not in the provisional patent itself, and I can't show it to you without a non-disclosure agreement, or let you in on it without a non-disclosure agreement. So I got to keep it secret because I do have a 1 year grace period still to apply for a patent, and I have established a definitive date in case there's a derivation hearing of any kind to contend with. So, but basically, I basically uploaded this to YouTube, um, as a video, and it's a private video on my YouTube, one of my YouTube channels. Um, and basically, by uploading it to YouTube, I cannot modify a video I upload to YouTube. The only way I can modify a video I upload to YouTube is to delete it and then upload a new one, which establishes a new upload date, and there's no way I can modify that. So it is definitive proof, of when I conceived of the idea, and I uploaded it the day I conceived of it. So again, if you want to be privy to what that idea is, because it probably should be part of the actual patent, that's applied for, we'll have to have a non-disclosure agreement signed. Okay, when it comes to the hooked elastic bands, one of the nice little features of this little product is the fact that, you know, it's, a rubber band, so it's rubberized. You can think of a bungee cord or something like that. Well, those usually are not rubberized, although I think I've seen some that are. But at the end of the day, you got a rubberized strap there, so it tends to grip things, and preventing them from sliding off. Like, for example, in the use of linoleum that I mentioned. If you had some, like heavier duty versions of this, you can, uh, you know, kind of bundle up a sheet of linoleum or some roofing, or rolled roofing or something like that. It's kind of nice that the rubberized aspect of the rubber band actually helps it stay in place, not slide off like typical bungee cords will. But the thing is, it's also a rubber band, so you got the benefit of using it like a rubber band if you want to use it that way instead. So it's got the best of both worlds. You can think of it that way. Either in a large scale model or even the small scale model. And like I said, the small scale model is just really nice to be able to string it together in multiple units. And like I said, this is one of those types of products that I just have a feeling that, you know, it may be of some questionable doubt as to how popular it might be, but it's one of those things that I think after they get them out there and people start getting exposed to them, that they're going to dream up all kinds of possible applications. And, the market acceptance curve, therefore, might be a little slow on this, but overall it could evolve into a staple product. In other words, something that's more valuable than, or outlives the life of the patent. So, it's got that aspect, but it is a bit of a gamble, but at least it's not a big gamble to try it out. Because, as I said before, you could do a limited test market, by actually having these almost manually made in China without having to do any serious tooling, just to try it out and see, what the market acceptance is. But it's just one of those things that, it certainly isn't clear, how long, it would take things to pay off, but at least, getting some in front of some people and doing some marketing research, would be a good thing. And of course, my buy-in fee isn't huge on this thing, so at the end of the day, I try to keep my buy-in fee pretty damn low, because I know you might, if you're interested in making these yourselves, you might have to tool up. That's one of the reasons I outlined several manufacturing possibilities in it, is in case you need to automate it or something like that, if you happen to be a rubber band manufacturer or something of that nature. So, I'm just throwing some aspects of it out there your way, just so you can, look at that. It's one of those things that's maybe a bit of a gamble, but it doesn't have to be an expensive gamble. And there could be some real merit to this. And of course, it should be noted that, of course, the whole thing, clip and everything, even the hook could be made out of plastic, but, I think you're going to be better off having that metal component in there to keep it, it it to be a very small profile, easy to hook on piece. Plus, the strength and not having to worry about whether it'll break or what have you. Particularly for smaller versions of it. And as a further note, um, when it comes to, like I said, this product, it's one of those products that, I mean, I'm going to be flat out honest with you. It's one of my lower ranking inventions. I mean, I've got a ranking scale of, from 1 to 12 of ideas that I have that I believe are marketable, and this probably is a rank 2 or so. But it is an idea that stuck with me for a long, long time. Again, back in the early 90s, I was a CAD draftsman, and like I said, that came in handy, as I explained on the other video. That would have been a great little thing to have back then, and again, still probably is useful today. But at the end of the day, it's still not, one of my higher ranking inventions. However, when it comes to this provisional patent that I have 87 inventions in, you got to understand, I wanted to put a spectrum of ideas out there, from some of my lower ranking, like rank 1 ideas, to clear up, to rank 11 and 12 ideas, and everything in between. Because what I'm interested in seeing, at least from kind of a crude statistical perspective, is how well will the cross-sectional slice of my eyepiece sell? And therefore, how many times can I repeat this, given the fact I've got 2,000 inventions in my notebooks of all various ranks? So, I am trying to gather statistics here, and this may, I'm going to be frank and honest, this may be a piece of IP that I'm not able to sell just because a lot of people will perceive it as a risk because I lack that killer app, that I really feel. Even though, like I said, there are some uses for it, it's just still one of those products that more, like I said earlier, my spidey sense tingles on. It just seems like it could be a very useful product. But the fact is that, that really is highly speculative. I mean, ideally, if I had the money, and weren't broke, I mean, I'd actually patent this myself, and try to have at least a small sample batch of like 1,000 units made so I could do focus groups on it. Split them up into bags of like 25 and give them to several people, several average people, and also, some creative people too, to see what they do with them. And then have them report back to me on it, and how useful they think it is, because I have a feeling there's more to these than meet the eye. I just really do. It's one of those things that, again, from an imaginative standpoint, I can see, creative individuals going crazy with it. Even school kids. I mean, give it to school kids or something, but see what they do with it too. That would be fascinating. But at the end of the day, it's just one of those things that, really, from your perspective, is probably going to be a risky venture. And I'm just being, honest with you, because I don't want you to get the impression that, the next time I come knocking on your door, that, oh, that guy's got another crackpot or kind of lame idea to show us. No, not all my inventions are like that. Yeah, this just happens to be one of my lower performing concepts. I mean, I do have another couple of ideas that other people are reviewing that I may bring your way later on this year, by the way, if other people pass on them, that really are some of my, well, at least one of them is one of my higher ranking ideas. And it kind of is in your space a little bit, but not exactly. But, but right now, another company, I'm trying to submit those two ideas to, because it's really right down their alley. um, But, at the end of the day, it's just one of those things that, like I said, I don't know if I'll be able to sell or not. I just think it has some merit. But, again, I know that's probably not going to be good enough from your standpoint. I was hoping I would come up with just a really killer app by now, by the time I reach this point. But, something that just really, makes you think, oh, that'll definitely sell. For that reason. Well, I can't say that. Now, I will say this, though, that currently, since I just started actually trying to sell my IP for the first time ever, I've never, like I said before, I've never tried doing this before, on, here in January, late January here, the 26th or whatnot, you're the first and only person that's reviewing this idea, and like I said, I will hold it in place for you until until your time runs out. But right now, I'm not showing this particular invention to anybody else currently. If you're one of the first people I talk to, and I kind of discuss some more of this in the general information section too. So that's kind of an interesting follow to video, even though it's kind of long to look at. But at any rate, I like I said, I just hope you take that into account. And by the way, you are welcome, more than welcome, to take like some of my little videos, particularly my demonstration videos, and go show it to anybody you want. Just don't put it on the internet, but you're welcome to even go out and do, if you want to, just go out and with a little, tablet computer and with a video on it and show it to people on the street if you want and get their opinion. Just make sure to tell them, hey, this is patent pending, and or that it's a provisional patent or what have you. Just make sure to tell them that. But beyond that, you're welcome to do whatever you want with it, survey-wise, to try to analyze whether this has any merit or not. Now, I welcome that. So, at the end of the day, as long as you just tell me, at least, hey, people liked it or people didn't like it, but I don't have a problem with it as long as you at least give me some generic feedback. You don't have to tell me specifically what happened, but if you at least did that, that'd at least give me some kind of clue, something to go on. But you don't have to share it, I guess. But it'd be nice if you did. But I'm not going to require it. But still, I do welcome that. Welcome you to do that, to take that out there and show it to people. One of those videos. If you think it would help you do a little bit of research, because it's just one of those things that I've not done that yet, but I'm kind of a hermit, and like I said, I'm an oddball person. You have to be kind of oddball, a little eccentric, to have 2,000 inventions in your notebooks and to walk the kind of path I've walked. And so I don't know if I sent you a link to my YouTube channel, which has my biography on it, my autobiography on it, but it's, or whether you'd even care. But I mean, the point is, it'd still be a little weird for me to do that. I'm not a good salesman either, so I mean, it really wouldn't. I probably couldn't pull that off very well, trying to do a test market like that, or a survey, or a focus group. But I don't know. It's just something that, like I said, I just thought I'd throw out there.